Do you want to lose 20 pounds? I'm going to show you step by step exactly what you need to do. So I'm going to whip out my whiteboard here. How to lose 20 pounds step by step. So the first step and the first thing you're going to be doing is we need to be reminded of how fast we can actually lose 20 pounds. Most people set unrealistic goals when it comes to losing weight, and they think they can lose 20 pounds overnight. They get infatuated with what they see on TV and in the magazines, like, oh, this person lost 20 pounds following the lemon diet in 3 days. Those things are not realistic. And when I talk about body fat loss, I'm talking about the fat that you see in the mirror. So when you pinch a certain spot, that's body fat. And that's the type of weight that we're looking to lose, not just scale weight. So what is that rate of loss? How much should we be losing? How fast can we actually lose it? So healthy, sustainable, long-term fat loss, which is exactly what we're after, is anywhere between 0.5 pound to 1 pound of pure body fat per week. So that means that if we're looking to lose 20 pounds or more, it's gonna take you anywhere between 20 to 40 weeks. That's right, weeks, not days, not, and on the other side of it, not months, 20 to 40 weeks. So if you follow everything 100%, and again, this is just a general guideline, but remember, when I'm talking about fat, I'm talking about body fat, which is different than scale weight. So if you follow everything that I tell you 100% correctly, every day, never mess up, stay on track, you can do it in 20 weeks or less. However, if you have slip-ups here and there, it's gonna take you around 40 weeks to do that. But now you have a good, realistic range for how long it's gonna take to actually lose the weight that you're looking to lose. That's real. That is, I've trained hundreds and thousands of people at this point, and that is, without saying, the best way to do it. Slow and steady always wins the race. So don't be fooled by any gimmicky marketing out there. It's not a fast process. Step number 2, we need to determine your calorie intake. In order for you to lose body fat, which is the fat you see in the mirror, you need to be in what's called a calorie deficit, meaning that your body needs to be burning more calories than you're eating. So in order to lose body fat and be in a calorie deficit, we need to make sure we're eating less calories. So how do we do that? First and foremost, we need to make sure that we're keeping track of everything that we're eating, right? We need to make sure that we're using an app or paper and pen or whatever, and logging and keeping track of all the calories that we're consuming. But how do we know how many calories to be taking in? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna do a 3-day diet recall. So basically, what you're gonna do for 3 days is you're gonna log all the foods that you eat. Doesn't matter if it's good, bad, whatever. You're just gonna put it in. So you would download an app like MyFitnessPal, you're gonna plug everything in. So let's say today you had 2 eggs for breakfast, pizza, blah, blah, blah. Same thing, you're gonna put those in for 3 days. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna see the calorie level that you've had over the 3 days. Let's just say it's, and again, my math is horrible, but let's just say it's 3,000 calories, and one day was 3,500, and then the next day was 2,500. So those are the 3 calorie levels that you had over the 3 days. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna average this out. So you're gonna add these up and divide by 3. And I don't have a calculator and I'm not doing that math in front of everyone right now. I don't wanna embarrass myself. But let's just say for argument's sake, that means that your average calories is 3,000. So that's what it takes for you to maintain your weight currently. The reason why I like to do a 3-day diet recall, it's pretty accurate. Most of the time, people don't know how much they're consuming, so if they just log a normal day, it'll give them a good idea. So let's just say for hypothetical and math and simplicity here, this person averages out to 3,000 calories every day. So that's gonna be how many calories you need to maintain your weight. So if we wanna lose body fat, you need to be in a calorie deficit, which means you need to eat lower than that. And I would recommend a 500 calorie deficit. A 500 calorie deficit every day should equal 1 pound of body fat per week. So if we minus this by 500, that would put you at 2,500 calories to lose body fat. So that's perfect. That's what we need. Simple enough. So in this hypothetical scenario, this person needs 2,500 calories every day to lose that 1/2 to 1 pound of fat per week. And I should probably write that in there. My dog's in here, so Tucker, he's barking at himself in the mirror. Hey, shh. Sorry about that. So next, protein intake. So protein is essential when it comes to losing body fat. Protein is twofold excellent because protein has a twofold effect on your body. One, it keeps you more satiated when you eat, so it's going to keep you fuller longer. But two, protein helps your body to maintain and give your body the building blocks it needs to maintain muscle mass. Muscle is vital when it comes to changing your body composition or altering your fat to muscle ratio. So we need to be focusing on building and maintaining muscle throughout this process. So this way, when you actually lose weight, you're actually losing body fat and not muscle or weight on the scale. Because if you lose muscle, it's in fact going to change the way your body digests foods, and you're not going to be as firm and tight as you want to be. So we need to find out protein intake. And how do we find out how much protein you need to maintain the amount of muscle that you have while in a calorie deficit? So protein intake, where are we at with that? Very, very simple formula. And again, I don't know who's listening to this on the other end at me, but a very baseline formula is going to be 1 gram. Hey, stop. 1 gram per pound of weight, body weight. So what that means is if I weigh, and again, simple math, if I weigh 200 pounds, times that by 1, that means I'm supposed to have 200 grams of protein a day, okay? Just to maintain the amount of muscle mass that I have on my frame. So you have to keep that in mind. Now, what that means is it doesn't matter how you consume that. You could have it in, if you're a vegetarian, you could have it as a vegetarian, so it doesn't matter. As long as you're getting that protein intake in and you're staying within those calories, you're gonna lose that 1/2 pound to 1 pound of fat per week in order to get to your goal of losing 20 pounds. Now, if any of this sounds complicated, you could click the link below. I actually wrote this out in my blueprint book, so that's below. You could click that and then it'll teach you everything you need to know. But let's continue. So 200 grams of protein a day. So this hypothetical person who wants to lose 20 pounds needs 2,500 calories a day and needs 200 grams of protein a day to lose that pound of body fat a week. So step number 4, and this is the one that everyone messes up. And most people have all these steps in the wrong order, and I'll explain that at the end. But step number 4 is exercise. What type of exercise should you be doing in order to lose body fat and build muscle? Now, the cool thing is, if you're in a calorie deficit and you're eating enough protein, you really don't have to exercise to lose the 20 pounds, but it's gonna be harder for your body to maintain muscle mass. When you're in a calorie deficit, your body gets rid of everything. It gets rid of fat, it gets rid of muscle. Your body doesn't discriminate against tissue. So if we wanna maintain as much muscle as possible and lose as much body fat as possible, we need to make sure that we're stimulating muscle. So the type of exercise that you need to be doing in order to help your body to keep muscle is going to be progressive strength training. You need to be training like a bodybuilder. You need to be doing squats, deadlifts, bench press, and all those other big compound movements done with progression over time. Now, you may be saying, well, that's not my goal. I don't want to do that. Or maybe I have an injury or things like that. There's a lot of alternatives that you can do, a lot of variation to those movements, but you need to be doing compound weight training progressively. So in other words, if you're going into the gym and you're just randomly doing the machines, that's not enough to tell your body to stimulate muscle mass. You need to have a set routine, you need to follow that set routine, and you need to be forcing your body to maintain muscle. So you do that by, let's say for example today, you squatted 100 pounds. Next time you come to the gym, you have to do 105 for the same reps. And when you do that, your body says, okay, Anthony lifted 5 pounds more today, so that means that I need to hold on to this muscle tissue because he needs it, he uses it. And that's very simple. If you're randomly doing random workouts, your body says, this muscle's not really important. I only need it to a certain extent. But in order to maximize the amount of fat loss that you need to do, you need to be able to, again, like I said, be lifting weights with progression, all right? So the bonus step here that most people get this whole thing backwards, and I say, don't do this, because I know what some of you are probably thinking. Well, okay, if I need to eat less calories than I'm burning, I need to burn more calories than I'm eating, I'm just gonna do a ton of cardio and lose weight that way. And yes, in theory that works. However, the problem with cardio is twofold. One, your body gets used to the amount of cardio that you actually do. So for example, if I'm doing 30 minutes 3 times a week, at some point, my body gets very efficient at that cardio and it becomes my new standard. Now, in order for me not to gain weight, I need to be doing that amount of cardio. The twofold effect where it gets bad is that cardio burns muscle when it's done too much. And again, as I told you earlier, if you're burning muscle, you're not gonna be toned and tight. You're gonna be flabby and skinny fat, so to say. And that's not a good look. You wanna look toned. You wanna be one of those people that turns people's heads, right? So in order to get to that, you need to be doing every other step here. So that's why don't let cardio be the thing that's gonna get you into that deficit. You need to do the opposite. You need to focus on the diet. 70% of your results are gonna come from your nutrition. So the nutrition component is very important. The remaining 28% is gonna come from that weight training that's gonna stimulate your body to maintain muscle and burn off and push out that body fat from your body. That makes sense? Good. So one other thing, like I said, most people do is they have this all screwed up. This is the rates in which you need to be doing it. Step 1, understanding how long it's gonna take you. Step 2, being in that calorie deficit, making sure you're honest with that. Step 3, having your protein intake. Step 4, exercise. So once you understand this is the way it works, then it makes it easy to do it step by step. Doesn't matter if you need to lose 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 40 pounds, 50 pounds, doesn't matter. As long as you're following this, you're golden. So keep that in mind. Hopefully this video helps you. And again, if you want this done for you, just click that link below, pick up my blueprint book, and that will help you. Anthony, AB Fitness Center, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.